Shokugeki no Soma. Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars, is an anime about battles of cooking as the title suggests. The anime adaptation of the popular manga of the same name has received the same kind of reception as its manga version did in terms of popularity as well as critique. But is it any good, or is it just another one of those popular but dull anime? Let's see. Based on the popular manga written by Yuto Tsukuda, the series is adapted into a two-cour, 24 episodes of the same name. What started off as a one-shot has now transformed into this series that essentially makes food look like an exotic beauty. And it all starts with a young boy named Soma Yukihara. Like many young people, he has a dream, and in this case, to become a professional chef. In fact, he actually hopes to surpass his father, and to do that, enlists at an elite culinary school, more precisely known as Tatsuki Culinary Academy. It's here where Soma finds his true challenge and misadventures. Synopsis: Soma Yukihira has been cooking alongside his father Jitra for as long as he can remember. As a sous chef at his father's restaurant, he has spent years developing his culinary expertise and inventing new dishes to amaze their customers. He aspires to exceed his father's skill and take over the restaurant one day, but he is shocked to learn that Jitra is closing up the shop to take a job in New York. Rather than tagging along with his father, Soma finds himself enrolling at the prestigious Tatsuki Culinary Academy, where only 10% of its students end up graduating. The school is famous for its Shokugeki, intense cooking competitions between students often used to settle debates and arguments. Jitra tells Soma that to surpass him and survive the next 3 years at Tatsuki and graduate there, the academy's brutal curriculum and fiercely competitive student body await the young chef, who must learn to navigate the treacherous environment if he wants to stand a chance at realizing his dreams. But is skill alone enough to let him rise to the top? Art and animation. The animation of the show, to be described in one word, is brilliant. While one can say that almost all anime that are released these days have really good animation quality, Shokugeki no Soma's animation is a level above most others. While not being as good as something made by Ufotable, but it's still very detailed and fluent. The best thing about Food Wars' art is the way they display food. It's just really awesome. The animation is consistent throughout the show and doesn't get bad at any moment. The openings and ending too are animated nicely. The character designs are, for the most part, unique as well, with most characters having different features. However, one can argue that Arina Nakiri, one of the female protagonists, looks pretty darn similar to Asuna Yuki from SAO. Sound. The first opening is amazing. It's a treat to the ears. It's simply beautiful. I am not too good at Japanese, so I don't read the lyrics, but just listening to the opening psyches you up for the episode. The ending is pretty good too, but it still pales in comparison to the opening. Says how excellent the opening song is. The second opening is good, but it's more of an opening for a fighting/action anime. The first opening was very charming and pleasant, which suits the theme of Shokugeki no Soma. However, the second OP's tone didn't quite suit it, in my opinion. It can be called pretty decent, nonetheless. The second ending is very good to hear too. And they used the first OP at the end of the final episode 24 of the anime, so that means it was the best of the series. Now, on to the soundtrack. In my opinion, they lack a couple of battle soundtracks, which they could use during Shokugeki's and stuff. There is only one track which played is over and over again during food battles, or while the characters are cooking something for their tests among other stuff. The track named Shokugeki no Soma Epic Soundtrack. So much for a good title, on its own is thrilling to hear, and you won't probably notice how repetitive it is unless you are watching like 8 to 9 episodes at once. But if you do watch a few episodes at once, there is a chance that you will come to complain about the limited tracks. The limited amount of soundtrack is the only critic I could have in the sound department. The voice acting is funny when required. serious and tension building during a Shokugeki, which is also another plus to the anime. Simply put, the voice acting is almost flawless. Characters. The cast in this anime is pretty big, which you would expect from a Shonen Plus school anime like this. There are rivals, friends, upperclassmen, etc., but most of the relevant characters have gotten pretty good screen time to express their characters. Our lovely protagonist, Soma Yukihira, is just awesome. He can be OP sometimes with his dishes, but he is awesome nonetheless. He is, and is not your typical shounen protagonist. When I say he is your typical shounen protag, I look into the fact that he has a goal of surpassing someone, he is pretty determined to do that, etc. When I say he isn't, the unique features of his characters come out. His confidence, his competence in stuff he does, his arrogance, at times. Now, here his arrogance does a great job because it's really fun to see the opponent's reactions after they are brought down by his words. However, most importantly, he entertains us. For an anime like Food Wars, he is the perfect protagonist. The two main female characters of the show are damn good. Megumi Tadakoro is your usual clumsy, scared girl from a small village, who hopes of making it big here. While there is nothing much unique about her character, she has done her job well so far, and is getting development, and she does get braver as the anime progresses. Irina Nakiri is the tsundere who is also known as God Tongue, because of her ability to only acknowledge the best of foods. She is the daughter of the director, or something big shot of Tatsuki at least, and her family is one of leads in culinary restaurants and other stuff in the world. She is prideful, arrogant, and would destroy anything that could stand in her way of being number one in Tatsuki, anyone other than Soma. Irina hates Soma, and you'll understand why she does after watching the first couple of episodes. The interactions between Soma and Irina are fun to watch, really fun to watch. Although, the first season isn't focused on Irina too much. Finally, by the time you started or finished this show, you may look at food in a different way than before. As a show that adapts battle shounen with food dishes, Shokugeki no Soma offers a glorious feast to the eye and ear. This is a tasty tale about a guy who cooks not just to show off, but to make others happy. And while he is at it, his dream of becoming a professional chef is a journey that's hard to take eyes off of. I have to also mention that the character cast offers a little of almost everything to the audience. The food itself is irresistible when it comes to the way each episode handles itself. The series may be animated, but the sensational feel is a majestic beauty. Sure, it does over-exaggerate itself at times. However, at the end of the day, it will reach a level of experience that you want to see over and over again. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and liking the video.